Hey, welcome back into Eye Agriculture. I'm Britton Rucker. Corn and cotton both seeing some pests causing some problems. To help break this down, we're bringing in crop entomologist Jeff Whitworth. Jeff, what pests are you seeing in corn this year?
Well, Britton, corn used to be our problem crop as far as pests goes back in the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. But since they've developed seed treatments and BT corn, it has helped tremendously. But you know what? It hasn't helped with grasshoppers. So every year we have problems with grasshoppers someplace in the state in all of the crops, but for some reason they seem to prefer corn early on. So we've seen a lot of problems with grasshoppers in corn. I think we're going to continue to see problems with grasshoppers in corn for the foreseeable future, not just this year, but for years to come. The other problem we've had lately in the last month throughout the state, moving from east to west, are Japanese beetles. Japanese beetles used to be a real problem in the I states, Iowa, Indiana, Illinois, and they've moved to the eastern part of the United States. Now they're almost throughout the state of Kansas, and by that I mean have established populations where they're going to occur every year. They're the white grub, the immature larva is a white grub. The adult is a very distinctive beetle. The problem with Japanese beetles is they feed on the silks. So when the silks are turning green and trying to catch pollen, that's when the Japanese beetles can be up there feeding, and they're very voracious. We used to worry about adult rootworms feeding on silks, and we've pretty much been able to cure that problem, but Japanese beetles, so far, we haven't.
And Jeff, switching gears to cotton now, what pests are you seeing in cotton?
Yes, you know, we've seen cotton aphids over the last month. Aphids have been really causing a lot of concern, not necessarily problems, but a lot of concern. And they do that in all crops in Kansas pretty much. But fortunately, over the past few years, we've had a pretty good crop of beneficials also. By beneficials, I mean green lacewings, lady beetles, etc., which generally come in and help clean up our aphids, whether they're in soybeans, cotton, whatever. And so that seems to be the case so far in cotton. One of the other problems I've had calls about are blister beetles. That sounds kind of strange because we usually worry about blister beetles in alfalfa, mainly because of the cantharidin that horses can consume. But blister beetles can get in cotton and they can get in soybeans, literally written by the hundreds of thousands, and they swarm, and that gets folks' attention even when you're driving down the road. And they will eat the foliage a little bit, but usually not enough that you're going to have to treat them or spray. If you do, the nice thing about it, blister beetles are not that difficult to control, and generally you just have to spray a small area. If they're in alfalfa, we recommend don't treat, because it will kill the blister beetles, and the body with the cantharidin will stay in the hay. That's pretty much what we're seeing right now in cotton, just the aphids and the which are slowly going away, and the blister beetles, which are really not going to cause a problem, but they're causing concern right now.
Well, Jeff, thanks so much for coming on and chatting with me today. Everyone stick around, and I will be back after the break.